What's going on, Minties? The Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and today I'm going to look at my haul for the month of August of 2019. So, please stay tuned. Okay, now before I get the haul started, here is a few words from our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. We're going to kick it off with something really awesome. This is from Drew, and it's this amazing Nightwing little symbol here on a wooden block. Man, this is beautiful. Thank you so much, Drew. And then I also got this from Michael because he saw my I Am a Hero overview, and I hadn't seen the movie yet, so he was kind enough to send me this Blu-ray, which I haven't checked out yet, but I promise I will. Now, you all know I collect these little Scotty Young pins, and I found some on eBay that I had to have, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and then this one was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from 2017, I think. But I collect just the X-Men ones because I don't want all the other heroes because, oh my gosh, that can get addicting. So let's look at some manga. First, we got Star Blazers $21.99, and this is from Dark Horse. It's the 2-in-1 series. It is a follow-up to the original Star Blazers, which in Japan is known as Battleship Yamato, Space Battleship Yamato, and so it's 2-in-1. So there's 2 volumes in here. It's beautiful artwork, and there is an anime that has come out, and it's got original cast members. So I'm curious to see how good this is. I just got the manga last month, and of the original Star Blazers, or I'm sorry, Yamato. So I'm curious to see how this reads, and why they decided to call it Star Blazers instead of Space Battle. Oh, okay, no, there it is. There's the title, Space Battleship Yamato. And also from Dark Horse is this beautiful book called Emanon, and also has a few color pages at the beginning. I have not read these, but the artwork is absolutely stunning. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Samura's Blade of the Immortal series. Now, there's 2 volumes available for this so far from Dark Horse as well. This one here. Gorgeous color pages towards the beginning. A lot of color pages in volume 2. My goodness. And then, man, about like 70 pages in color in this volume. That's awesome. Now, somebody saw my manga tour, which was really nice, and decided to send me Eaton Volume 10 because they saw that I was missing it. Noah is the guy that sent this to me. There were a couple commenters going, "Where's your Eaton Volume 10?" And I was like, "It's there." Oh, shit, I guess it's not. So, yes, thank you so much, Noah. All right, moving on to what I like to call the Kyle pile. My good buddy Kyle sent me this stuff. We have Brilliant Trash, Volume 1. Now, I have read some of this stuff here, but most of it not yet. I love the first volume of Coda, so I cannot wait to dive into Volume 2 of Coda. This is Cy Spurrier and Matthias Bergarara, I believe. I just love his stuff. Cy Spurrier can be a little hard to follow at times, but I really enjoyed this story. The first volume was awesome, and I can't wait to read this one here. Man, that looks absolutely stunning. I hope they come out with some hardcovers of that. Then we have Onyx, Volume 1. Yeah, I can't flip too much through the next pile because I haven't read these yet. Here is Dave, spelled like that. Volume 1 and 2. I wanted to look a little bit here. This is Ryan Ferrier's and Valentin Ramon's book. Robots. Okay. Cool. I haven't heard anything about this, so I'm curious to see why he wanted me to read it. Imaginary Drugs. This is from IDW. Let's see. What is this? Okay, it's little short stories. That's kind of cool. I had no idea what this was. So different creator teams, it's like an anthology of stories. Now that is my type of book. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of the Flight anthology, so I like stuff like this. Then we have Satellite Falling by Steve Horton, also published from IDW. Looks like it's sci-fi. Mystery Society, the definitive edition. This is Fiona Staples, if you all remember her. Her claim to fame recently has been that gorgeous book, Saga. But this is the book she did with Stephen Niles. And yeah, her artwork. I had no idea about this book, so thanks, Kyle. I can't remember if I showed off the last time or not, but this is Dead Body Road. Oh, I'm digging that artwork. Okay, can't flip too much through there. Want to read that. Then we have The Siege by Landry Walker. I have no idea what this is. This is from Image Comics, but it looks like it's up my alley, like a historical fiction, if you will, kind of story. He knows what I enjoy. This is awesome. Okay, this looks cool. Then we have this book right here. This looks like it has a huge creative team on it, and also looks like historical fiction. Huh. I'm not sure about the artwork, though. There's a lot of ads. Is this Aftershock? Or no, this is Action Lab. Okay. I did like The Wrong Earth, so that was really good. So I can't wait to try this out. Yeah, like I said, I don't know about the artwork, though. There's varying covers in here. All right. We just did Blankets to Read on a Cold Day. I said this is the best story, but somebody corrected me in the chat and said, no, Whiteout is the best. So this is by Greg Rucka and Steve Lieber. I have volume 1 of the first edition, but this is the compendium, so this collects it all. We have Dark Blue by Warren Ellis. It's a black and white book. There's a lot of these little Warren Ellis books that I didn't know he had written. This is a very, very, very thin book. It's $8.95, and it's from Avatar Press. Now, you all know how much I love Wasted Space Volume 1. Like, it grew on me to be one of my favorite titles that I read earlier this year, and it was awesome. So I can't wait to dive into Volume 2 to see where our gang goes from there. Oh, this is also from Kyle. These Mercury Heats, I just got them in. I had no idea about this. Now, Kieran Gillen, he's one of these writers that for some reason just doesn't get enough attention as other writers. Like, his run on Thor was awesome. His run on Uncanny X-Men was great. And then he's got Wicked and Divine and all these other little, what was the new series? Die. So I'm surprised, like, his name. So I'm surprised that his name just doesn't bring a lot more readers into this, because I've never heard of Mercury Heat. But I like that dude's name. And here is the rest of Joyride, volumes 2 and 3. Now, this completes that run, and it's got beautiful artwork again with wonderful colors. This is from Boom Comics, and it is absolutely stunning. It's Jackson Lansing, Colin Kelly, Marcos Toe. They're all reunited for this. Man, the first one was awesome. I may do a review of all 3 of these. Then we have Godshaper, another Simon Spurrier. He definitely has a type of person that he likes to team up with on art. It was the kind of same way with the Legion book from Marvel that he wrote. But I don't know. It's something about the colors that his artist uses is absolutely stunning. Then we have an Andy Diggle book. This is Hardcore, Volume 1. And Andy Diggle, this is from Image Comics. It's a little more of that artwork. Man, that art is actually pretty damn good. Next up, we have Moth and Whispers. I dig that cover. This is from Aftershock Studios. And, it's a little Tim Salish on the artwork and the use of shadows. But I'm digging that. I like the use of colors. Oh, that's pretty cool. The Hexed Omnibus. This is from Boom Studios. Even though it says Omnibus, it's one of those softcover omnibuses, but the retail price of this is $29.99. Now, I read some of this just based on that Dan Mora cover. Holy crap, that art is amazing. And it's okay right now, but the art is what's really pushing me to read this. It's not what I expected. Let's just say that I only got through the first part, so I've only read this much. So I hope it gets better. It's Michael Allen Nelson's story. And yeah, Dan Mora does some of the artwork in here. Just look at this wonderful gimmick cover, right? This almost foil cover that they have. This is Frank Miller's complete RoboCop Omnibus, including his unedited scripts for RoboCop 2 and 3 turned into a comic book. Now, some of this stuff, yeah, I never read, but I absolutely love that cover. And let's just flip through here. So you can kind of tell like the artist is definitely inspired by the gritty Frank Miller artwork from the 80s. A lot of gritty and gore, which, hell, it's RoboCop, right? So what do you expect? Here we go. Here's some stuff that looks different. Next up, we have Patience, Conviction, Revenge, Volume 1. This is Aftershock Comics. It's by Patrick Kindlin and Marco Ferrari, who has a badass last name. Well, just because of the car. And then the rest of Copperheads, Volumes 2, 3, and 4. I'll probably do reviews in a flash about the rest of the series, because Volume 1 was pretty damn good. So that should finish out that run. I'm surprised they haven't announced a hardcover yet. I thought it did really well. Here is The Pride of Baghdad. This actually, my buddy Kyle did send me this, his own copy of The Pride of Baghdad. This is the deluxe edition. I already have the standard cover edition, but this is one of those books that you have to have in oversized format. It is stunning. If you've never read this, it is heartbreaking. It's Brian K. Vaughan and Nico Henriken, maybe, but it is absolutely beautiful. We'll probably do an old reader, new reader on this soon. And then something I didn't get to talk about the last month, I don't know why, but this is Marjorie Liu's and Sana Takeda's monstrous hardcover. There are 3 or 4, I want to say, hardcover covers. This is the standard edition one, but it was my favorite. There's a Barnes & Noble signed edition one, and then a DCBS. The reason you should buy this is because of this beautiful artwork. Regardless of what the story's about, yes, you can probably tell it's about fantasy. But it is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. Let me show you some of the back here. One of my favorite things about books like this are the early sketches and conceptual art for the characters. God, even the sketches are freaking beautiful. I wish I could draw that well. And then we have variant covers. Just absolutely stunning. $49.99, and it's an ongoing series, so there's going to be more. Look how adorable that is. Don't let that fool you. It is kind of brutal, too. Just absolutely gorgeous. Just colors and the artwork, man. We have Paul Pope's Escapo. This is a hardcover. It is the size, I want to say, let me compare it to the oversized hardcovers here. Yeah, it's the size, but it's longer, if you can tell. But it's as tall as an oversized hardcover from DC and Image. And you can probably tell. There, it's a little bit longer. This is published by Z2 Comics. And I haven't read this yet, and I've been wanting to read this for a long time now. So it's by Paul Pope, who I really enjoy his stuff. Next up, we have Uncle Scrooge, The Mines of King Solomon by Carl Barks. This is part of the Carl Barks collection. This, I want to say, is the latest volume we have in the chronological order. So they don't, as you can see, they don't really put numbers on here. No numbers on the back like the Marvel Epic editions. So you don't know what number it is until you look in the front. Now, people have suggested me doing a comprehensive reading order, and I do. And I want to. I put it up on the poll for the last couple of months on Patreon, but people keep voting for superhero books instead. So if you look in here, you can tell which volumes are out from the Carl Barks collection. These are also available, I think once or twice a year they do box sets of these. But I decided to just keep going with the individual volumes instead of the box sets, because I kind of like collecting them and having them all. And the box sets are okay. Not like the Don Rosa box sets. Alright, next up we have Donny Cates' deluxe hardcover from Marvel. This is his run on Doctor Strange. And this collects issues 381 and 390 of Doctor Strange, as well as the Damnation 1 through 4 miniseries. His run was pretty good, actually. I really dug it. And let me see if I can find some of the... There's been a meme that went around for a long time. It's the Peter Parker meme. Yeah, that picture right there, the Fraser Irving picture, who is a wonderful artist, but I can't remember what he was instructed to draw Peter Parker like, and so people have made a meme out of that. Here's all the variant covers in the back. This is what it looks like without the dust jacket. Now here's a book I'm going to do a review on. This is the Section 0. There is no Section 0, if you can tell from there. This is Tom Grumet, Carl Kessel. A book I never hear anybody really talk about. It started as a Kickstarter, and I want to say there's going to be a second volume to this. I need to do a review of it because I really enjoyed this, and I want to talk about it. And this is by Panic Button, and I just love the feel of the book. But I did want to point that out. Now, I've done an overview of both Ninja Turtles and The Authority, but let's look at the other two books. I finally decided to get Volume 1 of the Max Punisher Omnibus. This is the Garth Ennis stuff, and collects issues 1 through 30 of his Max run. Here, let's look at what the cover... That's what it looks like without the dust jacket there. So, a lot of people already have this. I had I still have the oversized hardcovers, and I was like, I don't need a upgrade. I'm fine with the oversized hardcovers, but there was a good deal, and this was used, so I decided to go ahead and get it. And now I have to buy Volume 2, because that's what kind of completist I am. Now, let's flip a little bit through here. It's been a while since I've read these. That Max series was awesome. Now, let's look at the other book I got. Then I got House of Secrets, Volume 1. This is from DC. This is the Bronze Age stuff. Now that means I have to get the House of Mystery. So this retails for $125. Let's look at this really quick. Here is what it looks like without the dust jacket. And now I can finally start upgrading these showcase editions. These just black and white phone books. It's the same thing that Marvel put out with their Essentials, but I wanted to upgrade, and I finally got this, and I couldn't pass up on it. It was a really good deal because I bought it used. The binding's a little tight. It's not as bad as I've seen some. You can tell by the eyes. It strains a little bit, but it's not bad. It's holding together really well. Now, this is what introduces us to the characters of Cain and Abel that later appear in Sandman, but they are the host, if you will, kind of like the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt, or Cousin Eerie from Eerie Magazine. It's just little short stories, anthology collections, but it is where Swamp Thing first appears. Let's flip a little more through here. House of Secrets. Yeah, Cain was over in House of Mysteries, which I now have to get that, the omnibus of that, and then Abel was over here in House of Secrets. And this collection, at least this one here, collects people like Marv Wolfman, Alex Toth, Len Wein, Bernie Wrightson, who is phenomenal. You all know how I feel about him. Jerry Conway, Neil Adams, Jack Olek, Jim Aparo, and Sergio Aragones, who is known for doing Gru. But yeah, if you've never read these, they're all very similar in the style of Tales from the Crypt, and that they're cautionary tales, and they're short stories too, because each issue was like an anthology of books. So, Volume 2, now I gotta get that, and I have to get House of Mystery Omnibus Volume 1. And that was my haul for the month of August. Let me know in the comments down below what you picked up and what you're looking to pick up here in September. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please think about subscribing. Hit that like button and the notifications button to let you know when we have an episode going up. Speaking of episodes, we have a live episode tonight, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Rob and I are going to talk about our video game hauls and what we have been playing this month. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.